Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching part 1. So you are here for the part 2 of our session. If you're just getting here and you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to part 1. You need to hear what we on about, and then come back and watch part 2 with us. So after that game, when Billy won, everyone is on the right path, right? Everyone is okay. Andy and Izzy, they make up, they're okay. Sean is okay. Billy and Gabby, they were forever okay. They never had issues with like cheating or anything, which was like, I was proud of them. For people who started dating at 18, now they're 18 and they've been able to resist temptation and everything. Until this day, Gabby, she had an interview for this, it was for a national aid campaign for, I think it was for a beauty product. Yeah, she goes there, does the interview. After that, she meets up with the other friend, her other model friend. They have a couple of drinks, and then after that, she calls Izzy, but Izzy was in class, so she doesn't reach Izzy. She calls Billy and is like, hey, I'm coming to the apartment, where are you? And it's like, yeah, I'm also in the apartment, because they were practically like living together, even though they had separate apartments. But it was kind of a thing where they just fat and sitting at that point. And then she's like, okay, so she leaves the restaurant to catch a taxi to her apartment. And when she steps on the curb to catch that taxi, this drunk student comes and he hits her, like hits her proper, and she just flew to the air, came down, and that's how Gabby died. Okay, moment of silence with this one, because I reread that part like I don't know how many times, because I was like, ain't no way. What do you mean Gabby dies? Because didn't the summary say something about us getting to be with them and seeing them grow and everything? I was mortified when I read the part, because I was like, why is Gabby dying? What do you mean? And like, isn't she a main character? Main characters don't die. Main characters are the guys that get shot over and over and over, and they still make it out. But anyway, Gabby dies, and that moment was like hectic. The police go to the parents and they tell them that the driver was drunk, and he's a student at Billy's school, right? He's a student at Billy's school. He was drunk, hit her, and then he tried to run away, but they caught him. Izzy is devastated because they were the only 2 girls in the group, so they were like tight. They were almost like sisters. Izzy is devastated. Billy, on the other hand, because a month prior to that, he had literally given her a promise ring. Like, that's how serious he was about Gabby. So Billy is a mess. He starts drinking heavily, like the drinking doubles up. Michelle also, because I feel like they hadn't fixed their issues quite yet with the sister. They'd spoken about it, but they didn't fix the issues. So Michelle is devastated. The parents, like everyone, everyone is affected by this. Anyway, we lose Gabby, right? Gabby is the first in the group to die. And by that, I mean there's going to be more deaths in this group, okay? Gabby dies, Billy is devastated, but everyone just tries to move on, right? So we've lost Kelvin, even though Kelvin was like outside the big 5. We've lost Kelvin, we lose Gabby, everyone is devastated, everyone tries to move on. Sean is making sure Izzy is okay, everyone is checking on Izzy, and Andy is checking on Billy, right? So the big 5 go to being a big 4. Okay, everyone moves on, and at this point, everyone is figured out what they want to do, because they're about to graduate as well, right? This happened 17 months after Kevin died. So they're about to graduate. Billy is going to be drafted into the NFL. Sean is going to be in the FBI. Andy is going to be a doctor. But Izzy doesn't know what she wants to be, So she's just like, you know what, I'm just going to be a teacher, a preschool teacher, until I figure out what I want to be, because she really didn't know what she wanted to be, but she didn't want to be a lawyer like her parents. And at this point, her dad has met someone. Her name is Jennifer. She's such a wonderful girl, right? Obviously, Izzy doesn't like her, like she didn't like the girls that came prior to Jennifer, but eventually they meet at the middle and they try to work it out, because she realizes, like, my dad is going to move on, right? He's going to fall in love. It's only normal. So everything goes okay at this point, like everything calms down. Billy at this point is getting invited to like all those NFL parties. He's showing up with different girls, but he wasn't in it for love at this point. He was just like doing something to numb the pain. Larry is still obviously doing whatever he's doing at this point. He's raking up with every way. Marilyn and Jake are doing okay. So are the twins. Sean and his parents, everyone. So all the other families are doing okay. Apart from the death, everyone is doing okay. Everyone seems to get into like this nice little pattern, right? Izzy even finds someone, but she doesn't really like the guy, man. I think she was dating to fill that void that Gaby left, but the guy is boring. They don't match. Their personalities don't match, and then but she still carries on because I think also the pressure of being in varsity and she's not dating. Her friends have been in and out of serious relationships and everything, so she just dates this guy who's obviously not her type and everything. And then when Gaby died, the student was actually sentenced to 5 years in prison, right? Because he was drunk. So I don't know. I feel like 5 years is a little time. Why is he getting 5 years for killing someone? Don't you get like 40, 50 or something? But anyway, he gets 5 years. I was like, honestly, why was the trial even there? Because why is he getting 5 years? But I guess they mentioned that he's still in school and it was probably a mistake or whatever. All right. So 2 years after Gaby dies, everyone graduates, right? Everyone graduates. Jen and Jeff, this is Izzy's parents, they get married, right? Sean joins the DEA, which is the Drug Enforcement Administration. So these are the people who deal with like drug dealers and everything. And he goes to med school immediately to be an intern. His parents are obviously proud because he passed. Every one of them passed. They all got their degrees. Izzy starts working as a preschool teacher. Remember I said she didn't know what she wanted to do. So that happens. Everyone is settled in. Billy is drafted into the NFL. So we all good. Everything is going good until one day Sean and Izzy, yes, Sean was hanging out with Izzy and Sean's dad was like, switch on the TV, something is happening. So Sean is like, okay, cool. He switches on the TV and there in the TV is Billy's house. So Billy was now staying in Miami. Like there's reporters outside of his house and he's being taken out in a body bag. I was like, okay, come on. It has to be someone. Is it someone? Is it a friend? Is it who? But no, it's not a friend. It's not a neighbor. It's Billy. He OD'd on drugs and he died. I was like, honestly, what's with this woman? What is she doing in the story? Billy. But yeah, Billy is the second guy we lose in the big five. He OD'd on drugs. This is like 4 months after Gaby died. We lose Billy. And I was like, wow, hectic. That's unexpected because, again, them dying I didn't think that was part of the ups and downs we're going to read about. I just thought they're going to have kids. But yeah, Billy dies. The guys are devastated. They go from being the big four to being the big three. His parents, I think they were devastated, but Marilyn, I think she already had seen the path her son was on. So even in as much as she was devastated, but she's like, she saw it. She used to see the drinking. She used to see the drugs that he would hide at home when he was at home. So she knew one way or the other, this is going to catch up with them. So yeah, we lose Billy. Brian is devastated. This was his brother. Like, even though they were not close because of what the father did, Brian still looked up to Billy. Brian still loved Billy. So the rest of the big three is obviously devastated. And at this point, Sean gets mad, right? He was mad when his brother died because of drugs. But at this point, he's like really irritated. And then he signs up to be put in those, those secret missions where they send people on secret missions to bust drug dealers. So he signs himself for that. Izzy's like, bro, we just lost Billy. We're not trying to lose you too. But Sean is like, this is what I want to do. I want to catch these bad guys. I want to make them pay for killing my brother and Billy. So he has this anger towards drug dealers or anything drug related. He he has anger towards it. His parents are like, you are only child, we don't want to lose you, but he doesn't listen. And I think, was it like 6 months after training, they sent him on his first assignment. At this point, Izzy is going through it. Like, Izzy is going through it. And then her mom is like, okay, you're depressed. Your job is also like, it's not depressing you per se, but it's not challenging you. So she's like, I'm going to gift you a trip. Choose whatever country you want to go to. Go to that thingy. Go to the trip and just find yourself, right? Find yourself. You've lost a lot of people in your life. Find yourself. She dumps the boring guy, and she goes on this trip, and it's really exactly what she needed to like bring her back to life. She comes back more focused, and she knows like, okay, I'm just gonna work in this preschool until this time. She wants to further her degree and do something else, something in like, I think something about being a therapist or something like that. Yeah. So they're all okay. Sean is undercover, no one can reach him, but Andy is doing okay. He's dating a girl called Nancy. They met there in med school and they're getting along, but they're working so hard because they're interns as well. They're working hard, but everything is going well for the 3 that's left, right? And then Sean makes it home safe from his mission. This was like 9 months later. Sean comes back from his mission. They get to hang out as friends again, and just the 3 of them. They get to hang out as friends. Izzy moves out of her father's house to her own place at this point. She's in a better place mentally. Andy is just so close to finishing his practicals and his degree. And yeah, Sean is back. They hang out with him, but immediately after that he goes back. So he just spent like Christmas with them. And then in the new year, he went back on another mission. So the first one was successful. They did catch people. And then he was going now on the second mission. He is also clearly on the right path. He's found his passion and everything. And then, Izzy meets someone new in the new year, right? Izzy meets someone new. I want to put it in the right order. So Izzy meets someone. His name is Toby, but he's older. He's a producer, a movie producer, and he's not looking for something serious, right? So they're just flirting and just being like friends with benefits kind of a thing. But yeah, Izzy is okay, and this goes on for like a month or 2, and then during one of her catch-up sessions with Andy, she obviously lets Andy know like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm with this guy. He's older than me. He's taking me to this nice, cool adult place. But I doubt, because she's 21 at this point. When I say adult, I mean like those museum dates, art dates, things like her age mates were not doing. Obviously, age mates were like Burger King and McDonald's dates. So he's taking her like proper restaurants, 5-star restaurants and all those things. She's having fun. So she's feeling Andy in, and Andy is also telling her about how he and Nancy are okay. And they even joke about the moment they slept together. And then it's like, thank you for obviously dumping me, because I work so hard. I'm forever tired. At least Nancy is also working towards being a doctor, so she understands me. And they make peace over what happened that many years ago. And he's okay about it, and so is Izzy. And then after that phone call, like, they tell each other they love each other, and I could just feel it. The way that conversation happened, I was like, something is about to happen. Something is about to happen, because why? Also, when they had that conversation, for it to be in part of the story, something has to happen. Anyway, there was a flu breakout where Andy was, so he was busy at work, and the entire day he was busy at work. At this point, he was working for 19 hours with no rest, no sleep, no nothing. And one of the kids that he was helping out, or he was the doctor over, the kid actually passes away, right? Because she had an infection and they saw it late because it was busy, blah, blah, blah. So the child dies. And obviously, Andy blames himself at this point. He's like, clearly I killed this child. Like, it happened so fast how he left the hospital, got to his place, and just hung himself. It was like, the way it just, from that conversation to the child dying to Andy actually killing himself, It's like, I promise you, 2 pages, not even like 2 pages. That's how fast it like all happened. And I was like, excuse me, Miss Ma'am, what's happening? So we lose Andy to suicide. I was just like, I'm over this book at this point. I'm over this book because how is this part and parcel of the ups and downs? Like, it's not giving what I thought it would give, you know, friendship goals or whatever. There's no goals at this point. We lose Andy to suicide, and that also just gives Izzy the wake-up call. So she dumps the topic guy because she's like, yeah, I can't. I just want a change of scenario. So Andy dies, and when he dies, everyone obviously comes together. They bury Andy. The big 5 is now the big 2. Obviously his parents are devastated because he was an only child, right? But yeah, that happens, and yeah, they just it feels so weird, this part of the story, because it's like we went from knowing about all 5 of them to now like there's just 2 of them, and also we don't know much about Sean because he's undercover. But Izzy tries to hold herself together because Sean is not even there to comfort her because he's undercover. So she's dealing with all this alone. And her parents eventually adopt a Chinese girl, a 2-year Chinese girl. She's named Ping. But that doesn't even make things better for Izzy. So she's like, you know what, I'm just going to plan another trip. I'm going to go to Japan and just take a breather and see how I feel after that. So the day she's supposed to leave for this trip, she gets a call. While she's at the airport, actually, she gets a call from Connie, who's Sean's mom. And she's like, hey, if you can, please come to Miami because Sean he's been shot. And I was just like, wow, okay, wow. So Sean is shot. And Izzy at first she's like, no, I'm not coming because I warned him about doing this dangerous job. But eventually her conscience wins. She goes there, and Sean is just, they're not sure what's going to happen to Sean. It is at this point I was reading with my heart in my throat, because it's like, if Sean dies, it means Izzy gets to stay. Like, she gets to be the one out of the big 5 to tell people the story. It sounds depressing to say there was 5 of us. Now there's me, and I get to tell people about this friendship. I don't know how I would handle it, but it's just like at this point, Izzy had gone through so much. But fortunately, Sean pulls through. Thank you, Lord. Sean pulls through, and when he pulls through, he takes time training because he wants to go back into the field. He's not trying to stop his job. And Izzy makes it known to him, it's like, if you go back to that job, like, this friendship is over. You can't do this to me. You can't hate me like this. You're never there for me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But Sean Hill, he goes to talk to Izzy, and when they're talking, they eventually sleep together as well. And Izzy thinks that's like confirmation from Sean to say, I hate you, I'm not gonna do this. But Sean is like, please let me do this. I love doing this job. This is who I am. And Izzy's like, no, bruh. If you want me, minus the FBI work. If you do the FBI work, we are not gonna be together. But Sean is like, okay, I'm just gonna choose my job because I really wanna catch all those drug dealers and make them pay for what they did to my brother and Billy. So Izzy's like, okay, cool. And after that night, she's just like, I need to get out of this town. I need to get out of this place because I have nothing apart from my dad and my stepmom and my little sister. I don't have friends. I have nothing. So she's like, I'm just gonna move to India. I'm just gonna move to India for a year and just try to find out what I like. Or maybe after that, she wanted to further her studies in Europe. She's like, I'll see when I'll do it, but this is the plan. On the day that she resigns from school, she was resigning, and then she was gonna take a flight, I think 3 days after that. On the day that she resigns from school, when she gets home to her apartment, she finds Sean there waiting for her. And she's immediately like, I don't care why you're here, but if you know, like, you're here to tell me the same story, don't come near me. And Sean is like, no, I've decided not to go back to the field. It's dangerous. I can't do that to my parents. And most importantly, I can't do that to you. And Izzy's like, okay. And Sean is like, because you are home to me. Like, the only thing that made me survive the first attack was because I love you and I wanted you to know that I love you. Then, yeah, they have this adult moment after that. And then that's how the story ends. It ends with Sean and Izzy in each other's arms. I don't know if they got married or not because it doesn't go further that, but they in each other's arms and they've established that they're gonna be in a relationship, and that's how we end friends forever. I guess the friends forever part is just shown and easy, being friends forever, and I don't know, maybe they eventually got married, but the other three died. So yeah, thank you for suggesting it. I read it. Honestly, my thoughts are I wasn't expecting this, and that pain I felt from the first death, from Gabby's death right until Andy, is just, it's insane, because I felt like I've watched them grow. Like, you know, if you like a really deep reader, like you picture this, you have images, it's like I watched these kids grow only for me to lose them along the way. But it's a beautiful story nonetheless. You get to travel as well because they go to different places and you get to like travel with them. And yeah, that's how this book goes. If you guys have other books you want me to review, I am more than happy to do that for you guys. Just tell me the name and I'll get on it. And yeah, that's it for today's episode. See you guys next week.